You felt when you became a father?
When I became a father, it felt like, it truly felt like God was on my heart. It felt different, basically. I can't describe the feeling, to be honest. I really can't.
Okay.
There's something touches you on the inside.
What would you say one of the challenges is raising African American woman in today's world? What would you say you would need as a father, an African American father specifically? What tools would you need to raise your daughter in today's world?
Well, the main tool I would need, first and foremost, is the Word of God, because I am a believer in God.
Okay.
Secondly, I'm not a female, as you can see, so I would sometimes seek the wisdom of women of God to help me understand what my child was going through as a teenager, so that I can convey that information to her properly so she can have balance from the male and female perspective.
Okay. Would you say African American fathers are a dying breed?
No. I believe there are several good African American fathers. They just don't get the recognition because it is overshadowed because of the negative image that most of us have portrayed over the years.
Okay. So, James, what are some of the challenges of raising an African American child in today's time, would you say you have?
Well, I believe in today's time, some of the challenges are the world outside. Because when a child goes out into, say, society, they get drawn in. Society tries to dictate how a child should be instead of what the home is. See, there is interpersonal and extrapersonal, where if you learn from in the home, then you won't be sucked into society and let society dictate who you are and how you should be. But if you don't have that interpersonal in home, once you get outside, they seem like your family and they'll dictate how you are and how you should be. That's one of the challenges of being a fatherhood. So what you should do is you should actually train them up in the home so they're more interconnected with the home and not of the world outside in society.
Okay, so how do you feel about the portrayal of African American fathers?
Well, I think the portrayal is getting better. There used to be a stigma as deadbeat dads and, absent fatherhood. But nowadays, more fathers are stepping up. More fathers now are actually single parents where the mother is gone and the fathers are raising their kids. So I think it's getting better. I don't think it's fully there yet, but I actually do think it's getting better where fathers are more stepping up to the plate. And not stepping up to the plate by saying how a father says, well, I pay for mine, I pay child support. It's not all about that. Sometimes it's not about money. It's about instilling values. It's about teaching them and showing them what a real man should be, and not all about the money. But more fathers are doing that today.
So, for our last question, what would you say the difference is between paying child support and being a father? Is there a difference? Is there a difference from just, I pay child support, so I'm still a father? Or do you think it's more than the money? Do you think, the money is a good support to the mom if you're not going to be there, but even if you are there, what would you say your child would mostly benefit from? From that tangible experience of fatherhood, of you being a father in his or her life, or just sending a check, every month or whatnot?
I believe the tangible experience of being with your child is more valuable than money, because when you get to develop a relationship with your child, you get to know your child, you get to impart in your child, and your child gets to know you, and your child gets to see how a man treats their mother, and then also the child gets to see how the man should set the example for them to be treated. And if you have a son, it shows the son how to treat the woman and how he should conduct himself as a man.
And how would you say your past equipped you to become a father?
My past equipped me to become a father because of the experiences that I've gone through in life. It helps you to teach and nurture and prepare your child for.
I feel that sometimes it's not all about the money. A lot of men say, well, I pay for mine, I take care of mine. And sometimes it's not about the money. It's about that presence. It's about being there. It's about them seeing you show up. A lot of men will say, well, I'll be there tomorrow, and they never show up. And that's the problem. Sometimes it's not even about money. It's about the presence. It's about you being there and being a man of your word. And when you say you're going to show up, show up.
You're missing out on the experience of building a bond with the child, learning their favorite colors, their likes, their dislikes, and things of this nature. So I believe more in the tangible presence versus just the monetary presence.
But both, you would say, are necessary tools in raising a child.
Yes, monetary does complement the tangible as well, because you do have to provide for that child.
And do you think by showing your fatherhood, putting it on display, do you think that's something that you should do to encourage other young African American or even older African American fathers to show them, hey, I'm a dad and this is what a father looks like. This is what should be going on in our community today. This is what we should be portraying, other than what's portrayed in mass media as the father not being there in the African American home and so on and so on, or so as, just a single mom, when you're a single dad, right?
Yes. I believe there should be the man doing the same thing as a single mom. Now, if the single mom can get up, take care of the child, take the child to school, do these things.
A skeptic that doesn't believe that African American fatherhood exists,
I would tell them that you need to look in the mirror. It exists. Look out. Don't look at the media. You need to go out and look in the community. Look at the fathers that are there. Even the ones who didn't have fathers, they're all over the place. You can't just say they don't exist, because you got to go out there and you have to look at all of the dads that want to participate in their child's life. You have to look at the dads that have to work hard, that really can't be there because they're working so hard. They're there, but they're just not being seen because they're working so hard.
And would you say having a father in your home equipped you to become a better father?
That helps.
Talking about working on cars, and those things he instilled in me, I instilled in my child.
So your father is home?
My father was home every night.
And he was active in your life?
He sure was.
Do you feel that impacted you to be a father that you are today?
Yes, most definitely. Because I've raised my daughter. I taught her how to cook. I taught her how to clean. I even teach her things about just life and men in general, so she knows what to look for in a man.
What would you say to a skeptic that doesn't believe that African American fatherhood still exists? You see so many portrayals in the media and TV, and even in the court and the government system, a lot of African American fathers, they're being penalized as, even if they're not with the mother, they still want to be a father, but they're not allowed to be a father. What would you say to someone who says, I don't believe African American fatherhood still exists, I don't see it enough?
Well, I believe it does exist. They don't see it because maybe they're not the ones that are stepping up, but trust me, it does exist. See, what it is that a lot of, I'm not down in the African American women, but a lot of them will take the man, the father, to court and sue for child support when the man doesn't have a job. And all society does is then put him in the system and labels him as a deadbeat dad. And just because you don't have a job, that don't mean you can't instill values in the child. So I would say that society is wrong, and to the skeptics, no, there are good fathers out there, and believe it or not, I am one of them, because I'm in my second marriage, and in my first marriage, my ex-wife already had a child, and I raised that child up. And now in my second marriage, she had a child, and I raised that child up along with my own. So I done raised stepchildren, which I call my children, and my own children. So to all the skeptics out there, that is wrong. There are men stepping up. There are African-American men stepping up, and who's responsible and doing what a father should do and what a father's supposed to do.
So why are you proud to be a dad?
That's an easy one. I'm proud to be a dad because, number one, you get to raise somebody up how you see fit. Like I always say, you raise a son up to be like you, and to be the father that you are, and you raise a daughter up to marry the type of man you are. So what you're doing is you're setting an example. See, when children are young, children are visual. So they see how you are. So they see you treating their mother right, being a good father, doing the things you're supposed to do. That's how the woman wants to marry that type of man, and that's how the son should be. So I'm proud to just leave a legacy and just to instill values in my children, because you want to break that generational curse, as they say African American fathers don't step up. So that's why I'm so proud to be a father, and there is nothing else in this world that I would rather do than be a father and raise up a child to be just like me.
Together to create that seed, and they both need to be there to provide a balance for that seed. So we have to break that cycle of not being present in the home. Even if you don't know how to be a dad or be a father, learn. Ask somebody. You gotta break that cycle, and that cycle has to happen.
So you said that you raise your son the way you want him to be a father like you are.
Correct.
And you raise your daughter to marry
the type of man
that you are.
Correct.
So how did your upbringing impact you to become a father that you are today?
And that's an excellent question, because my mother was a single parent, and I didn't have a father in the home. There was 4 boys and 1 girl, and all my brothers went into the Army, and I lived in the inner city of Philadelphia. So they were actually on the streets. So actually, I didn't have a role model. So I didn't really know how to be a good father. I guess it's just a process that you learn. And I knew in my heart that I didn't know my father, and he wasn't around, and I was not going to be like that. I was always going to be there for my child, whether it's your stepchildren, as I call my children, or your own biological children. I'm going to be there. I'm going to raise them. I'm going to support them, and I'll do what it takes for them to be an excellent father and an excellent mother, how they should be. Because, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So you found that as motivation?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, because I truly believe if you marry, and you don't date just to date, you date to get married. So if you fall in love with a woman, you date them to get married. You're not just playing along, dating to do whatever. You date to get married. And if they have a child, it's a package deal. And in today's society, a lot of women already have children. So if you like that woman, you better like that child, and you better raise that child, whether the father is in that child's life or not. You better be that good example to that child, because it's a package deal. When you marry the mother, you also marry the
child. Hill. I'm a DC native, born in Southeast Anacostia. I have a beautiful 20-year-old child. I love her. I'm a single dad, and this is what it looks like.
My name is James Green, and this right here is what fatherhood looks like.
I'm Rick Holiday, and this is what fatherhood looks like. Excited and lovely.
Breathing this Jesus, Lord, I want to do what you like. I want to do what you like. I want to do what you like. My only reason for breathing is Jesus, Lord, I want to do what you like. So I pray all day, hope you like that. Follow your way, hope you like that. People start talking about